Hello Reborners, my name is Karen and this is Making Reborn Dolls with Karen. We're back with Marissa. She's the third in our series of follow along videos. And just as I predicted, she's had her bake, and just as I predicted, her blush is nowhere close to being the right color. So we're going to touch her up a bit here with some more paint and try to get her a little darker. And we're going to take this opportunity to do a little more to her hands and feet and stuff, because she's been through her bake now, so her creases should be permanent. Let's see what we can do to her here. I'm going to blush her face up a little bit more. We want it to be extremely much more darker than it is. It's just not dark enough. I mean, I want it more darker than it is. I like my babies to have color. I don't like them being pale. Ugh, I need a swab for that. Got it a little bit onto the part of her face I didn't want it on, so I'm just rubbing it off. That's what happens when you use a big brush instead of a small one, I guess. I want to try to get it into her nostrils and up here underneath her nose as well. Then we're going to do this side a little bit. Some of the brushes have a lot more paint in them than other ones because they sit up for a while and they get drier. And when they get drier, they really get really dry after a while. I mean, they're truly dried out. I'm gonna try to reach this kabuki. It's behind this thing. No, it's not back there. Where'd I put that kabuki? Huh. Well, that beats all. Oh, it's in right there. It is. Okay, now we're gonna kabuki her a little bit because she's a little bit starkly dark. We do want it to be kind of dark, but we don't want it to be so stark that it's just super bold or anything, and that's what it looks like to me right now. It's just a little on the bold side. And what is that on her? It's got a little speck on her. Feels like it has texture to it. I must have molded something down in her. We want to soften the edges where it doesn't look so, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. It just looks too stark. Now this has a chance to make it through. Look at that. That's a little bit darker. I'm also going to just brush a tiny more on her eyes. You know, we just don't want those areas to be super white. I'll put a little on her lips, a little on her chin. Her ears could use a little touch up, just a little. I'm not going to do the whole ear. I'm just going to do it a little bit on the edges because that's where it looks so pale. And that's pretty much got her face, I think, to what we want. We don't want her to be super dark. She does look very dark, but everything gets lighter when it bakes. Now we're going to move on to her hands and her feet. I didn't do them before because I was doing her creases, and doing both of those at the same time, blushing her up and doing her creases at the same time, don't mix well. What happens is one doesn't show and the other one shows a little too much. So on the feet, I like to put blue on the bottom, right where the arch is, right in this little hollowed out little, it's like a little half moon shape almost. We just put a little bit of blue there. And this is not showing very blue at all. It's showing, but it's just showing very light, and which means we may have to redo it, but that's okay. You can see it, and for a first coat, I guess that's good enough. We're gonna put some on this one too, the same way, just a little. We don't want to put too much on her. Like I said, she kind of, to me, represents an older baby, so I'm not even sure we need to do this. They start they start to look more like a bigger baby after a while, and they no longer look like a little tiny newborn, and so they start to not have these little newborn features anymore. I love the little bottoms of their feet to be a little bit redder. It's so cute. It's just very, very cute when the bottom of their feet are just a little bit, you know, reddish colored. I'm trying to use the same sponge for dabbing. You see all the different sides have different colors on them. Now on the top of the feet, you can do it a variety of different ways. Some people just paint the whole foot red. I like it better when just the toes are red. So I'm just gonna do the toes. That's my favorite enhancement for the feet, is toes red and the bottom of the foot red. I like that. Now, if you wanted to, you could paint the whole foot this color pink, and then on the next step, paint just the toes and the bottom of the foot, and they'd be darker still, but the whole foot would still be a little bit pink. I recently made a doll for my friend, and I had painted the hands and feet totally darker. I mean, I didn't just do the toes, I did the whole foot, and she liked it. She said she liked it that way. So it's just a matter of what do you like, really. And I like that. I think it's so cute. And so I'm gonna do the other foot the same way. I'm just gonna paint the whole bottom of the foot. And once again, we are using dry paint. This is paint I put on the brush either 2, 3, 4 days ago. It depends on, I just don't know which brushes I did on which day. But they've been drying in the jar here, and I have a couple other jars of brushes. Excuse me, I have hiccups again. The shot I take gives you sort of digestive issues, and one of them is burping and hiccups. You can also get indigestion, acid reflux, a lot of things from it. And I just have this, if I talk or swallow very much at all, I just get hiccups. I don't know. It's just weird. Okay, we're going to do the toes on the front of this foot as well. You start to lose your color in your brush, and then you have to brush a whole lot more to get your color on there. Or you can change brushes. Either one works. Sometimes I'm just running through the brushes so fast, I'm just trying to use the brush as much as possible before I go to the next one. But you're just not getting the color that you want, so changing brushes is a better idea usually. You're getting a much lighter color that you're going to have to go over anyway, so you might as well just change brushes. That's better. And it goes a lot quicker if you're using a brush that has some paint in it. Now on the hands, I still want to, I've done it several times on other dolls, but it's where, I'm going to try to point to it with a toothpick. All these little different sections of the hand, above, I'm going to show you on my hand. You have a portion of your hand and you have a knuckle. Another portion of your hand, you have a knuckle. Another portion of your hand. So I've seen artists do it where they paint every one of them little portions of the hand separately and individually, and leave the knuckle without paint on it. And it almost looks like the hand has stripes on it, but it's just painting those little sections separately. I'm going to try to do it. It's very hard if the fingers are bent because, well, they're hard to get to. It looks kind of like that. And it looks really cute when you get finished with the whole hand. You do the front and the back that way. Well, I can't do the back on most of these fingers, but these two that are up I can. And it's going to be very hard because they're partially bent. And if you do this, the front and the back, you have to do the sides or it looks weird. So we're going to do the sides as well. I'm going to try to do the sides of this hand, this finger right here too, because it's going to look weird if you don't. Anyway, it's very hard. Long story short, it's not easy. And it leaves the part where you put the creases unpainted, so it shows a little better. I don't know how to put it any other way. That's just kind of the only way I know how to put it. I'm just not having any luck on the back of this hand. Can't find a brush that has the right shape and enough paint in it to get the back of the hand done. And then on the palm of the hand, you're supposed to only paint these certain little areas of the palm of the hand too, and leave the areas, it's like every little different section on the palm of the hand gets painted separately too. It's very, very difficult to do, but it looks really good if you can pull it off. It's not easy to pull off though. I'm going to try to pull it off on this hand. The other hand will be, I don't know, maybe easier because the fingers are almost completely down. I'm just not getting anything out of that brush for real. Some of these brushes, because of the shape of them or the fact they don't hardly have any bristles, they just don't hold very much paint at all. But sometimes you just need a tiny, tiny little brush to get into a tiny little spot. And so I do keep them and I do wet them. And you can get a few strokes out of them before they lose their paint. And if you're trying to paint just a tiny little area, I don't know if you can see that. If you're trying to paint just a tiny little area, it's easier to use one of those brushes. Anyway, I'm just going to put a little swirl on the back of the hand, just a little bit to put some color there. I don't really want to paint the whole back of the hand. I just want some color on the back of the hand like that. And I'm going to try to do this one the same way. Now, if I can't do this one, I'm going to go back and be filling that one in. It's usually pretty easy if all the fingers are down or all the fingers are up. But when some are down and some are up, or they're just partially up, it makes the back of the hand, that just doesn't have any more paint on it already, makes the back of the hand a little bit hard to paint. And so you're not getting the color that you're wanting. I'm not even going to attempt the back of this finger. I'm just going to paint it because it's just not going to work, I don't think. Okay, and then I'm going to try to do the palm of the hand a little bit and the thumb just a little bit. I'm after just a sporadic paint, not the whole hand paint. I saw it in pictures that other people did, and it looks so cute. And I actually screenshotted a couple of the pictures so I could try to duplicate them, and it's really hard to duplicate. But that's what I want to do on this doll. And there, I think I accomplished it on this hand. Maybe you can see that there's little skips in between each one of the little areas of the hand. I hope you can see it. I don't know. This one has it too, but it does look good when it's finished. Whenever the whole doll's finished. Sorry, I'm looking at y'all through the bottom part of my glasses because I can't hardly see out of these glasses. And it looks like I'm just holding my head real far back. But anyway, that's what I wanted to do. And now I'm going to paint her nails and lips again. And then it'll be time for her to get yet another bake because we can't really do any more to her until we get another bake, because trying to put another color on top of her blush will just take off all the progress we made, and we don't want to do that. So here we go. I'm going to paint her nails very gently again. They're getting darker because I did go over them with the brush when I was painting the tips of her fingers, so they did get a little coat of some extra paint on them. So they are getting a little bit darker now. This will be her second coat, I think. I'm not sure. Of this paint. Yes, I think it is the second coat. I lose track because in between, like when this doll goes in the oven, I'll be working on some other doll, and I lose track of where I'm at on them sometimes. I've actually had to write myself a note before. I'd be doing so much at one time. Like, next coat is this color or something like that. Because you sit down and you go, okay, she looks kind of pale. Did I even put this color on? And you're just going, I guess I'm going to have to review the videos to see, because I can't remember. Because I'm working on too many things at once. At one time, I actually made a video called I Bit Off More Than I Could Chew, and it was me trying to finish up a bunch of dolls that I had already started, but oh crap. Now people are texting me again. It seems like every time I sit down to do something, somebody's texting me or calling me. I am expecting my son to call me, but that might be him texting. No, it's the Walmart order I made for my brother earlier is now finally going to arrive. So he can't seem to get his Walmart app to work, so I make his orders for him. I have the Walmart Plus, and I don't know if he has it or not. I don't know if he was paying to have his delivered or what. But with Walmart Plus, they deliver for free. You pay a yearly fee. I think it's $98 or something like that. It's not hugely expensive for a whole year. And you can get as many deliveries as you want, plus shipping free too. Some of their shipping's free anyway if you order a certain amount, but you can just order a paper clip and it would be free. I mean, seriously, anything you order with Walmart Plus. Plus you get Paramount Plus and that deal for free, and there's other benefits too. You can get savings on gas, and I don't drive anymore, so I don't ever use that benefit, but I could if I had a car, but I don't have one. Okay, there's that one. Now let's get this one, and then we'll get his lips, her lips. I think this is a girl. Sometimes I forget. I have to look at the face and go, oh yeah, that's the doll I'm doing. This is Marissa. See, some of them have girl names and some of them have boy names. However, I was looking at the website. I was looking at, sometimes I look, because a lot of the dolls are modeled after the owner's grandchildren. So sometimes I want to see if it's one of the other doll's brother or sister or something. Some of them you can tell. You can just tell that Dominic and Alexa are brother and sisters. You don't even have to read it. And Joseph and Darren, they're brothers. And, you know, there's several of them. But I was looking at one. It was Alma. And it said, Alma is the nephew. Oh, okay. Nephew? Okay. Could be a typo, but it could possibly be that it was a boy to begin with and they just gave it a girl name because they wanted it to be a girl doll. I don't know. I'm not even sure they used the correct names of the children. Because if I had a child that they were modeling a doll after and everybody knew it was my grandchild, I'm not sure I'd use the baby's real name. I don't know. But, you know, for privacy and stuff. I'm going to do her lips now. But anyway, so they're supposed to either be a girl or a boy. This doll looks a little bit like Zuri to me. I don't know if Marissa's one of their grandkids or not. I don't remember. I probably read it at one time. They have a lot of grandchildren. I know that. Several of Denise Pratt, she's the owner. Several of her daughters have quite a few kids. I think that it's Dominic, then Alexa, then Jenny, and then another one of them is Emmy, Joseph, Darren, and I think Cannon. So see, they're having 3 and 4 kids, each one of them. And so I don't know how many kids she's got. I just don't know. I don't know if they're her daughter's kids, her son's kids. I just don't know. I know she has a couple daughters at least. And then they have nieces and nephews that are having kids, and cousins, and a lot of the kids are related to them. A lot of the babies that the dolls are modeled after are related to them. And then there's the employees that have kids. June is such a pretty little baby girl. She is one of the coordinators of the Rose Doll Show. And that's her little baby. June is, well, she's not a baby anymore. They've even made her into a 3-year-old, and that was a couple years ago. So she's probably 5 or 6 at least by now. She might even be older than that. Because I noticed that even though some of the dolls were released really recently, they were actually photographed some years ago. So they're not just releasing dolls just continually, even though they are, you know, already photographed. It probably takes them a good amount of time to edit all those photographs and stuff, and to make the molds and everything. So like Marissa was molded in 2017. So at the very least, this little girl's 8. And I don't know when she was photographed. I could probably look on the website, and she would have been a newborn when she was photographed. They photograph them when they're just very tiny, no matter what size doll they make. And some of them have been re-photographed, like June. There's June newborn, and there's June 7 months, and then there's June 3 years. And then there's Joseph newborn, Joseph 3 months, And I'm not sure if there's another older Joseph than that or not, but Joseph's really, really cute too. And then there was an Emmy newborn way back a long time ago, and then there was Emmy toddler, and then they reintroduced Emmy newborn as a 1/4 doll. I don't know what she was before. She's almost like a cuddle, but she has hands and feet instead of just a head. And I just recently made Emmy. I have her right here. Oh crap, I can't even reach it. My arms won't let me reach up. I just recently finished Emmy. She's the one that had such a hard head, she broke all my needles just about it. And she's so cute. And I'm keeping her. She needs eyelashes still. I gave her a little scratch. That's where the oven touched her head, so I gave her a scratch. But I just love her kit, and she's so cute. And I can't do that. I have something wrong with my arms. It won't let me reach up. Anyway, Marissa is finished for this round. We have touched up all of her paint, painted her hands and her feet, and she's ready to get another bake now. And then when she comes out, she's going to be ready. I think she's probably going to be ready to start taking some layers of color. In the meantime, while she's baking, I'm going to be dipping these red brushes again, so they'll be fresh for the next time. And we're going to get right on with her. And in the meantime, while she's baking, I'm probably going to be, can I get Bean off of here? I put the glue on her rims, and then I put her on here to dry, and she stuck a little bit. Her arms stuck, not her legs. But I'm probably going to seal a couple of dolls because I like to have them ready to go when I'm ready to start working on them. I have a bin back here that I put my doll parts in after they come out of after they're finished and that all their glue is dry and everything. Beans up there, she got penciled hair, and Marissa's gonna get rooted hair, and then I'm gonna seal some more dolls because Frankie's going for hair now because all the dolls ahead of him, I pushed a few dolls ahead of him because I wanted to get them done. And now he's ready to get his hair. He's going to probably get dark hair. He's so dark complected, and he's got green eyes, so he could get either brown or blonde hair. I just don't know yet. I'll wait. I usually just lay the hair up next to the head, and then that's how I decide whichever one looks the best. Sometimes I send pictures to my friend and go, which one? And she always picks blonde. She never picks brown. She always picks blonde. Anyway, I like the blonde too, so he needs eyebrows real bad. What's up with you, Frankie? How did I miss giving you eyebrows? Where are my pencils? Where did I put them pencils? I just used them on hair just a little while ago when I was doing Bean. Goes to show you I don't really know what I do with my stuff. I had them right here. I guess I put them back in here. I don't know, but I need to give him some eyebrows. I just etch them on real carefully with a pencil, and I don't see that pencil. Oh, there. No, I thought it was underneath here, but that's a paintbrush. I don't know what I did with them 3 pencils I had laid out. Isn't that weird? It's so weird. I'll find them later. Anyway, y'all don't want to see me put on eyebrows. Anyway, there it is. I found it. I always use this. That's light umber. I don't want one that dark. I'll make some dark eyebrows. I don't like them dark. They look scary. Anyway, I'll put them on later. But anyway, we're going to get Marissa in the oven and get her baked. And when we come back, we'll start putting some layers on her. And I'm going to remind everybody, please like, subscribe, and share. And happy reborning.